Good morning. Welcome to First Local for Wednesday, October the 14th. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'd like to thank KC Securities for your sponsorship. I'm Chris Oldcorn, and I'm here with
Daniel LaPrade. Good morning, everybody. We've got quite a bit on the show once again. Council was on last night.
For a short time.
Yes.
Yeah, they tried to be like the Sioux City Commission Council on the American side and only have like an hour-long meeting last night, which is 3 hours shorter than City Council normally goes.
Because they got to get to the planning agenda they got to wait till 5:30 before they can get to planning.
Yeah.
So
and then they have the consent agenda, which was basically passed with almost no questions or anything on it. Which is for those of you that don't know what a consent agenda is, they bunch a whack load of different things together.
Yep.
And the purpose is they're not contentious. They've already sort of all agreed on it pre-council. No one really has any objections, or there might be one or two questions.
Yeah.
And then they go through the consent agenda and only talk about things in that consent agenda that anyone has any questions about.
That's right.
Now, if for some reason that consent agenda, like it was a couple council meetings ago, they pulled one of the bills out of the consent agenda because there was contention on it and they wanted to look into it further.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean when they put it into the consent agenda that they have to pass everything in it. They can remove things if they want, but the purpose there is to kind of speed up council. You know, if, for example, let's say they're looking at doing a study, everybody's already agreed and said, yeah, we'll do that traffic study or whatever, then it just gets thrown in the consent agenda and they do it that way.
Like the grader story, which you'll have coming up.
Yes, we'll have a little bit on that grader as well. So today, 9 a.m., we're going to have Amy Coney Barrett's Senate confirmation hearings. She's the nominee for the U.S. Supreme Court to replace Justice Ginsburg. We'll have that here live for you at 9 a.m. And then at 1 p.m., as per usual, we will have the Premier Doug Ford on, and he is coming to us today from Queen's Park. With him today is Christine Elliott, who's the Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, as well as Dr. Barbara Gaffey, who's the Associate Chief Medical Officer of Health. And that's at 1 o'clock, so make sure you come back and join First Local at 1 for that as well. Okay, a lot of big COVID news coming out from both sides of the border. Yesterday, we found out that there are 29 colleges and universities in Michigan who have outbreaks of COVID-19, and there is numerous K-12 schools that also have outbreaks of COVID-19. There's actually about 5,000 residents of Michigan who are in the K-12 school system who've tested positive for COVID-19. And the bulk of the cases, though, are on those 29 campuses. There's no outbreak at Lake Superior State University here in Sioux. And then there is only one outbreak at a school, but it's in Mackinac County, and it's the Three Lakes Academy there. They have an outbreak. But their outbreak is only involving staff, no students. So in the Upper Peninsula, there's not a lot of outbreaks in the schools and colleges and universities. Most of it's in the Lower Peninsula, but
the more populated areas.
That can change on a dime, because obviously we have way less population up here in the north than they do in the south, and much easier to pass stuff around because there's more people walking around. But yeah, so there is a bunch of outbreaks going on there, but so far no schools in the Chippewa Education Department have COVID-19 outbreaks. So
yes, absolutely.
Hopefully that will stay.
Similar to here in the Northern Ontario. All right, so Crime Stoppers time. By the way, Crime Stoppers is brought to you by KC Security as well. So break and enter on Garside Road. Crime Stoppers in the East Algoma, Ontario Provincial Police are requesting your assistance in identifying a suspect involved in an incident of break, enter, and theft. Between August 6, 2020 and August 28, 2020, suspects attended a camp on Garside Road, which is in Hilton Township on St. Joseph Island. Once at the property, suspects broke the lock off the shed and forced their way into the trailer.
And they stole a lot of crap.
Yeah, they stole numerous items before leaving the property, which was $9,000, and I'm not going to list them all.
Yeah.
You can go to our website at SiouxOnline.com and view them all, or the Crime Stoppers page as well. If you can identify those suspects or your tip leads to an arrest, of course you're eligible for a cash reward. Call Crime Stoppers at 705-942-7867 or 1-800-222-TIPS. And you can also click the Submit a Tip button found on their website, SiouxCrimeStoppers.com, or download the P3 app.
Yeah, they stole a lot of stuff. That list is literally a page long.
It's like, there you go.
Let's show them. They can't really see it, but basically it's a list of bullet points of everything they stole. And some of the stuff is multiple of the same thing.
Wow.
So yeah, that is definitely They would have needed a large truck or something to take away all
definitely.
that stuff. They would need one of those like big like box like the
Granted,
U-Haul
the
ones
stuff
you can
that was
rent
on
and
the
stuff.
list there.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's
barbecues and compressors
bulky.
and
yeah. And it must have taken them a while to load it up too. I mean, that is one in
they
big
probably had
haul.
the time.
So, anyways, moving along. Sault Ste. Marie Council met last night, as we mentioned before. It was a very short meeting. It was just over an hour. There wasn't any real contentious issues. We had a story yesterday about a grader that needs over $100,000 in repairs. That was in the consent agenda, was passed, which is good since they already got it repaired. So usually you pass the repair money before you, anyways. You get my point.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Civic Plaza. Let's pass it and then go to public consultations.
And then do it afterwards,
There was some mention of some surface water issues in Canyon Creek, as well as obviously the greater repair cost. There was one person that asked a question about that. Then it passed. And then they're now looking at doing some information. They're gathering some information anyways on Blake Avenue because they're going to consider upgrading it. So Blake Avenue is going out to a study, and they'll see if they're going to bring or do anything to Blake Avenue to upgrade it in in their current traffic plan that they have going on. And their next meeting is Monday, October the 26th. So make sure that you tune in on the 26th of October, because we will have more information for you then on what's going on at council that week, and hopefully there'll be something interesting and contentious, like $100,000 plus
and somebody
to
will
fix a grader.
Ask questions about it. Was the one who asked questions? Do we know that councilor's name?
I don't remember.
You don't remember the name? Okay, I'm curious. I'll have to look into that. Okay, so we had a collision on Great Northern Road yesterday. So our reporter Dan Gray, who's on the ball, Chase Dan, he's usually on top of these calls when they come in.
We have to rename him Chase Dan from News Dan.
I think so, yeah.
You can say Weather Dan, though.
Yeah.
Well, but we might rename you to Snow Dan starting next Tuesday.
It's coming.
Stay tuned for the weather forecast.
Yes, a two-vehicle collision, which was not due to snow, temporarily stopped traffic yesterday morning near the intersection of Great Northern Road and Second Line. The Sault Police Service Traffic Unit, along with Sault Ste. Marie Fire Services, attended the scene at approximately 9:30 a.m. According to officials on the scene, no one was injured. Traffic in the area slowed for about 45 minutes while the scene was being cleaned up. This is one of numerous collisions over the last few days.
Oh, there's
one that the police are looking for information, an e-bike on Saturday.
Yeah, we got more on that later in the show. But there was a couple collisions over the weekend as well.
And the time change is coming up. It's going to be getting darker. And yes, I know that time change. I hope they pass that regulation eventually where they get rid of that.
Yeah.
What a mess
that's going to require a lot of
we need the other jurisdictions to cooperate too.
Because for example, like Utah, part of the year it's 1 hour difference from California. Then it doesn't do the time change. So then it's 2 hour difference from California.
It's like Saskatchewan. They said to hell with the rest of the country. We're going to just do our own thing.
So anyways, moving along. Ontario. Okay, so yesterday the numbers came out, but for 2 days. So yesterday the numbers for COVID-19 were 746 new cases. On Monday it was 807 new cases that were reported. There's 12 new deaths over the 2 days. And then they have... the numbers are going up in the hospitals. So we're seeing, over 200 in the hospitalizations. There's a little issue in the reporting system because not all hospitals are reporting their numbers. So it's at least 200 approximately that we know of, about 50 people in the ICU, and somewhere in the 20s for ventilators. It could be higher as the province has been switching to a new reporting system, and some of the hospitals are having some problems in different jurisdictions actually reporting on. So we don't have accurate numbers, but we know at least numbers because there's 4 or 5 hospitals that are having those difficulties. Also, a good chunk of the cases were in Toronto, Peel, and Ottawa once again, which are the areas that moved back to stage 2. They're still seeing a lot of cases in those areas. So.
And we'll check in with our case numbers in Chippewa County across the river there. The Chippewa County Health Department is reporting a spike in COVID cases there as well. As of October 12th, the department says there are 6 new cases of COVID-19 in the region and 2 new recoveries. The total number of cases stands at 95, with 71 recovered, leaving 24 cases active. So there we go. Now we'll scoot into weather. And last night Now, I heard it from Craig this morning when I came in. He says, where was the thunderstorm? And I didn't mention the thunderstorm in my weather report yesterday in the newscast. I did mention showers, so I got that part right. But the thunderstorm, it came through fast, and I got a lot of photos, a lot of videos. So thank you, everybody, for sending those in.
And there's some water spouts too, apparently, up in just north of here in Gula.
Yeah, like a water spout or a funnel, like a funnel type cloud. So
interesting stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna look at our camera now here, which is sponsored by wirelesscom.ca, and while it's cleared up nicely, the sun's trying to peek out right now. There's still some cloud cover, as you can see there. The sun's shining right over City Hall once again. It's a pot of gold. And we will have your weather details, 3-day forecast, regional temperatures, all coming up after the break. Our weather, by the way, is brought to you by Northern Lights Detailing at 632 Great Northern Road. I'll be back right after this break with all your details. Stay tuned.
Even though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day, time, or issue.
We're here to help.
And good morning and welcome back to First Local on your Wednesday, October 14th. Already Wednesday, gotta remind ourselves of the short week. So we're gonna do some Facebook shoutouts and I'm gonna do it from my phone here. So good morning to Tammy Lynn, Ali and Ron, Ineki, Karen, Juliana. Thank you very much for tuning in. And if I missed anybody, make sure you put in your message or Facebook hello and we'll get to it later on in the show as well. Remember, you can always share our show, which we appreciate, and then it goes into your news feed. And another thing you could do too, this is something that a lot of people have mentioned, that like we don't get the notifications for when you go live. Well, if you go up to the Soo Online page, you got to click the bell. It looks like a bell icon, and you can put subscribe to get all notifications for live videos, and then you'll make sure you see every time we go live. Otherwise, it's only going to show you once in a while. Okay, so right now over top of us, well, it's clear once again. Now, last night we had that system move through. It is passed. This is what's coming our way now here. I'm going to move off the screen a little bit. It's just over Duluth, Minnesota, and kind of up going towards Thunder Bay. This is moving its way towards us. This is going to hit us later on in the afternoon. We are going to see quite the amount of showers today and rain, as well as probably 10 to 15 millimeters of precipitation. So we are going to see significant rainfall, and then it will hopefully clear out into the night. Now let's get into those expected highs. 8 degrees in Thunder Bay, 10 in Wawa, 11 in Timmins, 13s in Sault Ste. Marie and Sudbury, and 12 in Elliott Lake. And overnight, we're staying a little chilly. Single digits, we're looking at 4 in Thunder Bay, 5 in Wawa, 5 in Timmins, and 7 here in Sault Ste. Marie. Once again, 8 in Elliott Lake, and 9 in Sudbury. So now we're going to get into that, your daily weather actually. So this is going to be what we're going to see today, 13 degrees. It's currently 4 out there, by the way, but we're going to see the change. It's going to be increasing cloudiness early this afternoon, then periods of rain beginning late in the afternoon. So what you saw on the radar, that system's moving its way our way. Winds will pick up 20 kilometers south, gusting to 40 in the afternoon. UV index is 3. Not that that really matters right now too much at this time of year, because you're probably not out there in the sun cooking like you normally would in July with the amount of sun that we get. Winds, or rather, you're just going to feel like 10 with the wind. That's what I wanted to say. And we're getting into your 3-day forecast. So overnight tonight, we will continue to see that rain, 15 to 25 millimeters, as I mentioned. Winds will then pick up again. They're going to shift southeast 30 kilometers and then start gusting to 50. But then they will slow down around after midnight into 2 a.m. We're going to see them go southwest 20, gusting to 40 after 2 a.m. So it'll be a low of 4 overnight. Thursday, we're looking at 8 degrees, and yes, that rain's continuing. It's going to be windy once again, gusting to 50 in the morning. Temperature's going to stay steady, and we will drop though Thursday night. Cloudy with a 40% chance of rain or snow showers, and a low of 1. So we're just about at that freezing mark. Friday, mix of sun and cloud to start your day, and then a 40% chance of rain showers or flurries in the evening into the overnight, and cloudy periods with a 70% chance of flurries in the late overnight. So we do have that chance that we are going to see that coming up in the next few days. So if you haven't got your winter tires on, this might be a good time. Saturday though, things will clear up a little bit. We're going to see partly sunny, cloudy with a 30% chance of rain showers or flurries in the evening overnight. And we're going to see a low of 4 on Saturday night. And I'll have your 7-day coming up as well as your weather watcher. 7-day is not showing a lot of sun at this point, so we are into that wet weather. Want to remind everybody too that you can of course watch us on SiouxOnline.com on the website or on TV.ca. Of course, you may be watching us on Facebook Live. You can also watch us and find us on your Roku TV, Amazon Fire. So we're pretty much everywhere that you want to go. I mean, make sure you go to SiouxOnline.com. You can see all the areas where you can watch us live. Of course, you can also go like our Facebook page, follow Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which has all our shows. They're on demand, so we post them every day, so they get updated, so you can go back from 2018, from day one, and watch everything that's on there. So make sure you do check that out. Thank you to Northern Lights Detailing at 632 Great Northern Road for sponsoring our weather. Chris and I will be right back after this break with more news.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. and doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
For Wednesday, October the 14th, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you very much to KC Securities for your sponsorship. Also, thank you to Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring the weather, and Wireless.com for sponsoring those beautiful images of the waterfront we get to see every single morning, except on really foggy days when it's just white. And we see nothing else but fog. But today was a nice day.
And the snow
Last night it was not so nice, but this morning we had a nice bright sunny morning over there.
That's right.
A couple of events to remind you of. The Alzheimer's Society of Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma has their annual general meeting. It's tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's a Zoom meeting, so go to their website. You'll be able to find the Zoom link there, and you'll be able to join into that. So that is the annual general meeting for the Alzheimer's Society of Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma District. Also, on the American side tomorrow night, the League of Women Voters is having a candidates forum. Now, this is for the Michigan's 107th House District. It's at 7 p.m. You can get more information from the League of Women Voters. We'll also carry that for you as well. Okay, moving on to sports. Sioux Online, your place for Sioux Sports.
Yeah,
Make sure you always check our site out for the latest sports updates. The Toronto Maple Leafs have signed goalie Aaron Dell to a one-year $800,000 deal. This is their fifth goalie that they now have. I guess they're trying a new strategy since they lost to the Zamboni driver. They're just gonna sign every goalie so no one else gets goalies. So he's got his 1 year $800,000 contract. He's 31 years old. He played in 33 games with the San Jose Sharks last season. He's got a losing record at 12, 15, and 3 with them. Basically a 3 goals against average and a .907 save percentage. The Leafs, as I mentioned, already have 4 other goalies. They have their current starter, which is Frederik Andersen. The backup is Jack Campbell, though they're both already under contract. And they also have 2 other goalies, Joseph Wall and Ian Scott, are both inked to deals as well. They're younger, they're 22 and 21 respectively, but they're expected to be part of the American League Toronto Marlies.
Right.
So.
Yes, and moving on to NFL news, Tennessee Titans 42 over the Buffalo Bills 16. First time the Titans have ever started the season 4-0. So there we go.
I guess catching COVID-19 is good for your football record.
Yeah.
Since they were the first team that had an outbreak. maybe it was the fact that they had a rest week.
It could be.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
it helps.
It was a forced bye,
like a bye
essentially.
Yeah.
Moving along. Okay, Major League Baseball. In the American League Championship Series, the Rays beat the Houston Astros last night 5-2. Tampa Bay is now up 3-0 in the series. So all they need to do is win one more game, and they will be in the World Series. And they'll be up against either.
Yes, so Atlanta Braves have beaten the LA Dodgers 8-7, a close one with lots of runs. Atlanta's up 2-0 in that series, so if they can close it out, we might be seeing a Tampa Bay
Could
Atlanta.
be Braves versus Rays. That's going to be very easy to remember if they both make the World Series then.
That's right.
So, but we got to take a short commercial break. We'll be back with your 7-day forecast right after this.
A message from the Government of Canada.
It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters, and Joe was always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
Canada United is a movement to show local businesses some love. Right now, they could use our support more than ever. So we're asking Canadians to buy local and spread the word. And every time you watch our videos or like our posts, we'll contribute 5 cents to small business relief, starting with this video. So keep watching and tell your friends, because buying local can make a big impact. And small actions can too. Canada United. Together we can make a difference.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local, Wednesday, October 14th, just after 8:27. And good morning to Giselle. I missed you earlier. I see your comment now, so good morning. We're going to get into the weather, 7-day weather now, which is brought to you by Northern Lights Detailing at 632 Great Northern Road. Make sure you go and get their detailing service where you can save $15 off crown rust proofing if you do in the month of October. So we're looking at rain on Thursday, Friday, maybe a chance of some snow overnight. Dipping down to the overnight lows of 0 on Friday. Saturday we'll get a break from that, back to some showers on Sunday, Monday before another break on Tuesday, and then up to 12 on Wednesday with some more showers, and your overnight lows will slowly creep up to be 8 degrees by Wednesday. So now we're going to look at our Weather Watcher photo here, which is sent in by Daria James. This is a Grow Cap sunset. So thank you very much for sending that in. If you have photos or videos weather related, please send it to ontvweather@gmail.com. There we go, Mike will put it back up on the screen. Include your name and location and send them over, and they will go up on our show as well as SiouxOnline.com. All right, so quickly before I send it back to Chris, public assistance is requested in a motor vehicle collision, as we mentioned earlier. So an update, October 10th, 8:49, officers with patrol services responded to a motor vehicle collision on 2nd Line West. So it involves an e-bike and a pickup truck, and it took place in the 0 to 100 block of 2nd Line West. The truck and e-bike were traveling westbound on 2nd Line West when the collision took place. As a result of the collision, the 29-year-old female cyclist was transported to hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police are looking for anybody who may have witnessed this collision or may have dash cam video or surveillance of the area at this time of the collision. So anyone is urged to contact Motor Vehicle Collision Traffic Services, 705-949-6300, extension 348, if you can help them. Sorry, I had to kind of skim through that because we want to get everything in.
Yeah, if you have a MAC pass for the Mackinac Bridge, the Mackinac Bridge Authority is getting rid of the MAC passes, and they're switching to a sticker. So just make sure that if you have one of those MAC passes, that you switch to sticker before the end of the year. That's when they'll be transitioning to the new system for the Mackinac Bridge. Okay, big election obviously happening not that far away, November the 3rd for the for everything across the country. And you've got local, you got state, you've got federal elections happening, and obviously presidential as well. So far, on the Michigan side, nearly 1 million absentee ballots, or what's also known as mail-in ballots, have been cast, and they have already sent out. There's been requests for 2.8 million absentee ballot requests made already. They've got basically 1 million in. So here's the thing: they want you to make sure that your vote gets counted. So you can go to the michigan.gov/vote and check that your ballot has been received. It hasn't been counted yet, they can't be opened yet, but you'll know whether or not your ballot has been received. So make sure you do that if you've done a mail-in ballot or absentee ballot. Also, they wanted to warn people that there are some people who are sending out misinformation about the mail-in ballots and absentee ballots and the process and so on. So just make sure to go to michigan.gov/vote, and that has all the information there. And that's the official source for all of the rules and regulations with regards to ballots. Okay, 9 a.m., Amy Conant Barrett's Senate confirmation hearing. Make sure you come back here for that. Doug Ford at 1 p.m. coming from Queen's Park. Make sure you come back here for that, and we will see you later in the day. Have a fantastic morning.
See you then.